Hi everybody, it's Dr. Kimber. I'm so excited that you're here for this very special holiday wellness session. We're going to talk about stress, we're going to talk about your emotions, we're going to talk about the organs that they're connected to, and give you some tips on how to become more aware of what your body is telling you. Remember, we love to hear where you're listening from, so in the comments, let me know where you're listening from. And it's always a fun way to get to know our community here as we meet on Wednesdays. All right, so let's everybody just take a deep breath and notice what you're feeling in your body right now. Maybe there's some tension in your shoulders. You're thinking about the upcoming family dinner that you're going to have. You're in charge of it this year, maybe having all the people over. So you feel some of that tension in your shoulders. Maybe your stomach is getting tight when you think about getting together with the family over the holiday season, the extended family. There could be some dynamics there. Maybe your body you're getting these heart palpitations when you start thinking about the presents that have to be bought and the financial stress that's going to be surrounding all of that. These are not random sensations. They're your body's sophisticated communication system, and it's talking to you. And we're going to dive into this a little bit more today. So the holiday season prompts or presents a unique paradox in our lives. What's marketed as the most wonderful time of the year can also be the most challenging time of the year for many of us. So let's acknowledge some of the truths around this as we discuss this topic a little bit more. The pressure of a perfect family gathering can trigger some of our most deepest insecurities. Maybe you're not confident in your cooking. Maybe you're not confident in your hosting abilities. Maybe the financial strain of gift giving is manifesting some physical tension. Where's that extra money going to come from in order to give those gifts? Possibly the abundance of the rich foods that surround the holiday season not only is difficult on your digestive system, but let's just talk about willpower and needing to have like amazing willpower to stay away from some of those really emotionally connected foods that you have year after year after year, and you're trying to say to yourself, I'm not going to do it this year, right? So not only the digestive issues, but that willpower that comes along with it. Even our spiritual lives can become sources of stress just rather than comfort. Maybe you just don't feel adequate in your relationship with God. And that's a stressful thing, or all of it's coming in on you, all the message of Christmas and Christ and all of that. And you're just wondering where you are in that relationship, right? So what makes this season particularly challenging is that we often also feel like we shouldn't be stressed. It should just be a beautiful time of the year. It just should be wonderful. There should be no stress. And that in and of itself creates the second layer of stress and emotional burden that can impact our physical well-being as well. So what we've discovered through modern research actually validates that ancient healing traditions have known for millennia is that our emotions and our physical health are inseparable. And every emotion that you experience creates this cascade of biochemical changes in your body. And when you feel anxious, it's not just in your mind. Your body actually is producing stress hormones that affect every single organ in your system. This is particularly relevant in the holiday season because we experience these intense emotional fluctuations. Let me share something fascinating. Researchers have found that emotional stress can impact your immune system as much as physical stress. All right. This explains why so many people end up getting sick right after the holidays because of that emotional stress that maybe they were enduring during the holidays. Okay, so there's that connection there. So let's explore even deeper how these emotional connections to particular organs have a relationship. All right, this understanding I find very fascinating, and I also think it's very crucial in interpreting your body's signals and helping you through this healing journey even more. So let's talk a minute about the heart and the small intestine. They are what we call the emotional center, the heart and the small intestine. These organs process the feelings of love, connection, and belonging. And during the holidays, they're particularly active because family gatherings can trigger old attachment patterns. Anybody with me there? Don't forget to comment and let me know if this might be you. Social expectations can challenge our sense of connection. And then memories of lost loved ones can surface more strongly during this holiday season. Or maybe not even just lost loved ones, but loved ones that can't be with you. Maybe they're in the military, or they're away on assignment, or away at school, and they can't be home. And this is that first time you're experiencing that. Those can be really strong emotions that are felt in the heart and small intestine. Some of the physical signs of the heart and emotional connection are things like subtle heart rhythm changes. So maybe you're getting these heart palpitations or just these subtle heart rhythm changes. Digestive sensitivity. Maybe your digestive system just seems to be off, right? It's just more sensitive right now. Sleep disturbances, particularly between 1 and 3 a.m. And then temperature fluctuations can also play a factor in all of that emotional connection with with your organs. All right. Then there is the liver and gallbladder. The liver and gallbladder are our anger processors. All right. These organs handle our frustration and our resentment. And let's face it, there can be more holiday triggers during this time. Triggers like family dynamics and old wounds being brought up, financial pressures. Maybe you're angry over where you're at financially right now, or you have resentment over it. Time management stress can play a factor. That can be a trigger to in the liver gallbladder area. And then just having some unmet expectations for yourself personally. That can also be a trigger for the liver and gallbladder and the way that it processes. So some of these physical manifestations can be evident through things like right-sided discomfort. Literally your neck, your right side of your neck, or your right shoulder, or your rib area, your right rib area can all start hurting. That can actually be a manifestation of the emotions that you might be feeling right now. Difficulty digesting fats. Maybe you notice in your stool that your fats are, or that your stool is light colored. It's the changes. Maybe you have more constipation or more diarrhea or loose stool right now. Those are all indicators that you have some emotional connection going with the liver and the gallbladder. Again, sleep issues particularly between 1 and 3 a.m. And then just some additional irritability. You just are not sure where it's coming from. You have some mood swings going on, and you just are struggling to control those on your own. Pause and recognize that they absolutely can be a connection with the emotions that you're dealing with anger and frustration, and how your liver and your gallbladder are responding to that. So now that we have some more understanding of some of the symptoms that are going on in the body, let's explore how this knowledge that you have, this new gained knowledge that you have, can help you become more aware of your body and what to do about it. All right, the first thing you want to do when you notice this physical discomfort is there's a 3-step process. The first is stop and become aware of where the sensation is in your body, precisely. Are you feeling it in your left or your right side of your body? Are you feeling it in your heart with some heart palpitations? And then second is ask yourself what emotions you were just experiencing right before this that maybe triggered something, a reaction in your body, in your organs. And then consider for a moment what organ might be involved in this. And based on the location and the emotion that you were feeling. All right. And then, so for example, let me give you a little bit of an example. If you've been experiencing, or if you're experiencing some digestive issues before a family gathering, maybe your spleen and stomach system might be processing the anxiety that you're feeling over a lack of control or a lack of self-worth. So this is an awareness alone that can begin your healing process, because you are experiencing where in your body, which organ it is that reacts or responds. It's the weakest organ that's responding to that emotion that you might be feeling. Okay, that's super important, because then you can begin to work on that particular area. Anger, what is that anger that you're struggling with, or the self-worth, or the lack of control, those emotions? And you can start to dive deeper into those and release those. And then you can also see of which in your body is feeling, which organ in your body is feeling or responding to this stress. And then because it kind of is the target area, and then we work on that together. All right, so this just helps give you this roadmap. So let's look at some specific support strategies for each of these organ systems, because I want you to feel like you have some really good tools to help get you through this holiday season. All right, so for your heart and small intestine stress, one of the things that you can do is practice what's called heart-centered meditation. And that's really where you just kind of sit back and you close your eyes and you really visualize something that just brings you joy. Whether it's a person, an animal, something that brings you joy. And you literally visualize it, closing your eyes, visualizing it, and literally cupping it with your hands and drawing it into your heart. So visualizing what that person or thing that brings you happiness is, cupping it and bringing it directly into your heart, and deep breathing while you're doing this and bringing that joy right into your heart. And then you can also practice some self-compassion exercises. And the way you do that is you look at the emotion you're feeling as a child and you parent that child, and you have self-compassion. So maybe you're feeling shameful over how you responded at a family gathering. And so you take that shame that you're feeling, that emotion that you're feeling, and you literally talk to it and say, it's okay, honey. You didn't know how to handle that, and I still love you. And you bring that into an awareness of parenting that emotion that is acting as a child, all right? And you accept that emotion, and you let that emotion come into you, and move out of you. Not trying to keep it away. Just let it come in. Deal with it. Treat it as if it was a child, your child, and parent it with love, and then let it flow back out. You can also use some essential oils like rose or lavender that actually can help calm your heart and your small intestine down as well. So if you have those handy, those are really good ones to bring in and either sniff or apply at your wrist or your temples, right under your nose sometime also works. Let's talk about the liver and gallbladder tension. Some of the things that you can do is really utilize your morning. So you can try some morning stretching exercises. And this actually helps you to, and breathing through those stretching exercises. And this actually helps you to deal with that anger. And again, that anger, that resentment that you might be dealing with when you're thinking about some of these holiday stress situations. Breathe in and breathe out and let them flow into you as you're stretching, and breathe them out. Don't try to keep them behind you or out in front of you. Just let them flow into you. Breathe it in, breathe it out, and let it come out. And that is, and doing that while you're doing some of those stretching exercises. This is also a great time to practice forgiveness. I know it's not easy, but you can practice it. Practice what it would look like to forgive that person or that situation, or maybe even yourself. I'm not saying you have to do it. Just practice it. What it looks like, right? To make that a part of reality. And then you can always try some bitter herbs before your meals. If you know you're going in and it's going to be a little bit more stressful, your digestion is going to be a little challenged, maybe try some bitter herbs before you eat your holiday meal, okay? During the holidays, prevention is particularly important. So set some clear boundaries for yourself, not only for those outside and around you and in your circle, but also for yourself. Create some morning and some evening self-care rituals. Don't skip on the bath. If a bath is relaxing to you, don't skip on that. You might still need that. If going for a walk is a need because it helps to de-stress you, then go for a walk. You know, don't skip those routines. Create some boundaries. If presents still need to be wrapped and it's 8 o'clock, that can be done tomorrow. You've got to stop today. Maybe get up early and wrap a few more presents, okay? Plan some regular movement breaks, as you can be stuck in that mode of wrapping presents, or stuck in that mode of work and trying to get that last thing done, or stuck in the mode sitting there trying to plan the meal. Be sure that you get up and move. Moving is so healthy for you, and the last thing you want to do is let your lymphatic system store up all those toxins and become more toxic. And then prepare some emotional support strategies. You know, just taking a pause moment, and as we go into some stressful situations, knowing that, this is how I'm planning for it to be. Maybe just for a moment, you stop and you think to yourself and remind yourself, if it doesn't turn out that way, I'm still going to be okay, and I'm still going to find joy. So maybe that's your motto. Find joy. It's there. Sometimes we have to look for it, but sometimes the best laid plans don't turn out perfect. And so we have to remember, find joy and make this a memory. Remember, your body's reactions aren't problems that need to be fixed. They're just messages that need to be understood and worked with during this holiday season and after, during your healing journey. The holiday season can be a treat, as your body is your wisest advisor. So listen to what it's saying during this time. You know, I love to say when we get squeezed, the real self comes out. Who are you when you get squeezed? Do you like who you are? If not, think about how you can be a little bit different. Work with those emotions, work with the organs, work with the way that the body is responding. Listen to the subtle clues of your body before they become loud alarms. Before we close, I do want to invite you just to comment below if there is an area of your body that has been giving you a clue about this holiday stress, and maybe how you now plan to deal with that. It's a community here. I love that we can be a community. Sharing in the comments helps us to create and to become more of a community. Thanks for joining me today, especially during this holiday season. I want to help you to explore more of your body's wisdom, and I do very much hope that you can have a wonderful holiday season and that you can find joy and make lots of memories with the situation that you are found in this year. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Have a great